George, you just don't try. You're at each other's throat the minute she walks through that door.
Well, I guess I could get along if she would only quit putting me down all the time.
Oh, George, she's not putting you down. She just has high expectations.
She spent the last 30 years trying to get me to live up to her expectations. I've spent 30 years trying to overcome her mistakes.
I heard you that time, George, and that wasn't a nice thing to say.
Let's be honest with each other, Ethel. Your mother is not the easiest person in the world to get along with.
Oh, you're exaggerating as usual, George. My mother, she is the sweetest woman on earth. If you would just take the time to get to know her.
Oh, yeah? Well, Ethel, we made an agreement years ago. You look after the inside, I look after the outside.
But, George, we live in an apartment now, and there's nothing for you to do on the outside.
You're the one that wanted to move to an apartment, not me.
Oh, damn it, George. Trying to reason with you is like trying to talk to a stone wall.
Oh.
Hey, all right, ready? Why don't the two of you just calm down and try to get a grip on yourselves? Now, maybe the four of us can talk this thing through.
Hold on. I got a better idea. You three talk this thing through. I'll just go on upstairs and watch TV till the smoke clears.
Not so fast there, friend. I need you here to even out the odds against these two females. Worth seeing when I was traveling for my company.
But, George, you forget. I stayed at home while you traveled. And when you did come home, you didn't want to talk about anything you saw.
Well, we're too old now to be traveling all over creation. Besides, it's too expensive.
Oh, there you go again. Everything is too expensive.
That's not on your list, Ethel.
Oh, I told you there's a lot of things that didn't make that list, Evelyn.
Yeah. If you'll look at my next item, you'll see what I'm talking about. Everything I do is wrong. She complains about everything.
We seem to be getting nowhere fast. In fact, I think we've gone just about as far with this list approach as we can. They teach us. In counseling, we're supposed to ask questions and listen. I don't think that's going to work with you two. Nope. This calls for more drastic measures.
Hanky going on either.
Hanky panky?
I don't know if I understand what you're trying to say, Miss
Oh,
Murphy.
you know very well what I mean, young man. Two men living in a one-bedroom apartment.
I'll let you explain that one, Wally.
Miss Murphy, there's one thing that I can absolutely guarantee you. There is no hanky-panky going on between George and myself. Lord help me if it was. George is just having a few marital problems, and he needs a place to stay for a few days.
As if you
As if you really owe the old bat an explanation.
What was that you said?
I said it's really not that. It's just a trial separation.
Oh, you certainly have a way with words, young man. I don't know why you ever married him in the first place.
George, he has his good point. No, Mother, you just never tried to understand George.
What's to understand? He's about as complicated as a two-piece jigsaw puzzle.
As I was saying, George has his good points, too.
Well, trying to find his good points is like looking for a needle in a haystack. If you look long enough, you might sit on it accidentally.
Oh, George, he was just so strong and forceful when I first met him. I knew that he was something that he could take care of me, and I just don't know what went wrong.
Well, he reminds me of my second husband, Ben. Strong, forceful, built like a brick outhouse.
He always had an opinion. Didn't matter to him, he was always wrong. But I'll give him credit for one thing, he was never uncertain.
Oh, I always liked Ben, and he was something to behold.
Well, I liked him too. Got goosebumps just looking at him. But there comes a time when you have to move on.
A lot of people live in here, and they all depend on each one to do the right thing. And I'm sorry, don't cut it. Say, didn't anyone ever tell you that you look from the white?
Gee, thanks a lot.
You're more than welcome, I'm sure. Gotta go now. But you remember what I told you. And you, be careful where you point that thing in the future. Ciao.
Telling everybody Ralph made the mess, not me.
Well, whatever, she's good to go.
Well, it's a good thing you got that job finished before Wally gets back. God, with everything else that's gone wrong, the last thing I need is for him to get mad at me. I guess you would. Isn't it a little unusual for a nun to be, soliciting?
Oh, not at all, sir. Why, I've been doing this for years. My employer only provides for my spiritual welfare. We sisters must take care of our physical needs ourselves. It's the only way we can make.
Oh, now I remember. You're the one with the pink underwear. Oh, my girlfriends were talking about it. They thought it was so way cool. So
Darling, take it easy on Mr. G. He's been out of circulation for quite a while.
don't you worry about us. We're just fine, aren't we, Georgie? I don't know why I keep you two around.
Well, like I said, I think it's because we say such nice things about you. I think I hear them coming. Surprise!
Welcome home. Goodness gracious, girl. You just about scared the clean out of my wits. And what's the occasion?
It's a coming home from the cruise party, silly. All I could do to keep my big mouth shut coming here from the airport.
Well, it's more like a hen party, if you ask me. We're just dying to hear what happened on your cruise.
And a party was the only way we could come up with.
By the way, these two are my friends, Sophie and Grace.
Oh, hi, Sophie, and hi, Grace. I heard a lot about you two, and I'm glad I'm waiting. I see you and Mother have introduced yourselves.
Your mother? She is not your sister?
Oh, Marcel, you have such a way about him, doesn't he, Mother?
He most certainly does.
Mon fleur pour mon chéri.
How thoughtful. They're lovely, Marcel. Thank you.
They are nothing compared to the joy you bring to my heart, mon chéri.
If you'll just excuse me a minute, I'll put things in a vase of water. That must be George, Dad. I'll get back to you in a minute. Well, here goes nothing. Hi, George.
Hi. It's so nice to see you, Ethel. I thought you might like some flowers.
Oh, thank you, George. That was so sweet of you. By the way, George, didn't I ever tell you that you need to separate the colored clothes from the whites?